You can never trust a girl that is boy crazy. A girl that is crazy about boys, they're actually the worst friends ever. I've never met a girl that is boy crazy that was a good friend. There's a correlation there. I won't explain further.
Hi ladies, welcome back to my channel. If you're new to this channel, my name is Miss Kafue as always. So ladies, as per the title, you already know, we are talking about male-centered women. Have you met such women? Or are you such a woman yourself? But you can't be such a woman yourself if you're on this space, because over here, we don't center men, we decenter men. Anyway, ladies, I won't start over here. You know how we do it. Let's jump right into this video and then I'll be back to give my take on it.
I am a girl's girl through and through, and I have been looking for a best friend for like the past...
Okay, I don't know who this young lady is, but I had a chance to watch your entire video and you seem like the sweetest girl ever, honestly, and you're so pretty. However, I gotta be honest with you, okay? This might hurt, but it's gonna help you. The reason why it's hard for you to find friends, like female friends, as well as sustain those friendships is because a lot of women are male identified. Yep, I said it. And you're going to notice this as you get older. When those friends that you have get into a relationship, or if a man starts giving them attention, pay very close attention to that. Because sometimes what happens is that their personality, their entire existence and livelihood is going to be centered around that very man. And when that happens, you go from being a friend to a placeholder very quickly. I couldn't snap my finger, that was really awkward. But anyways, you go from being a friend to a placeholder. And when you're a placeholder, that girl is only gonna come to you and she's only gonna wanna see you and hang out with you whenever there is drama, toxicity, and turmoil currently occurring in that relationship. You will be a therapist, you will be the comforter, and it's gonna happen repetitively. And if you find that it's happening on a repetitive basis, you need to take a step back and really analyze and assess where your friendship stands. And it's sad because I've had to do this with a few girlfriends, and it hurts knowing that you were only there just to be the therapist, nothing more. Just, I need you because my man and I are having issues. I don't know what to do. I can't find solutions, blah, 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 blah. And it becomes so repetitive to the point where it's really going to start to mess with you emotionally, and you're going to feel exhausted and depleted. And when that happens, like I said, that's where you need to assess where your friendship stands. And something I've noticed about male identified women who constantly feel the need to hyperfixate themselves around the concept of marriage, the concept of being with a man, or just men, period, I find that when they center those men, they have no time and they don't have the capacity to be able to center themselves. And what happens is that when they center those men, their lives are chaotic. It is filled with drama, it is just traumatic, and it's always resulting in turmoil. Like there's no middle ground and there's no peace. And mind you, I'm coming from a very observational perspective, and I'm also coming to you from experience. Women who center men, they don't know how to center themselves. Whereas women who do center themselves and remove themselves from the outcome of marriage, being a mom, and focus on other outlets where they can prioritize themselves, those women are so at peace. They are so at peace. They are able to find other outlets where they can not only center themselves, but also find opportunities to connect with other women who are also decentering men. And that's where you need to start vetting. Okay, I know there's a lot of advice on social media that talks about, oh, well, you know, you got to vet this man, you got to ask him these questions, whoop-de-whoop, blah, 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 blah. But what's missing is that you also need to apply that same vetting energy into your friendships. And in moments like this, I become very grateful because I have a couple of girlfriends who have completely decentered men. And I gotta tell you, nothing feels more liberating and peaceful than being able to hang out with your girlfriend, sit down and talk about things that do not involve what a man did, what a man said, and just putting him on a pedestal to the point where that's all that you can talk about. We talk about goals, we talk about hobbies, we talk about where we want to see ourselves and things that we've undergone and the lessons that we've learned. And we can just go out and say, you know what, let's do this, or let's try something new, right? It just feels so good to have that. And I find that as a woman, when you center yourself, okay, that's when men want you. I mean, the real ones, you know what I'm saying? That's when they really want you, because they're like, oh snap, she's not putting me on a pedestal. She ain't chasing me around. She ain't acting all crazy, hoop-de-hoop-ha. She's got some good things going for herself. Like, let me chase her, you know? Because that's what they're supposed to do. Men are hunters by nature, okay? So baby girl, I've been in your shoes, and just know that it gets better, but there needs to be awareness, and there also needs to be a vetting process, okay? Because like I said, you always vet the men, but you don't vet the homegirls that you just met, right? So just kind of sit back, ask questions, and just kind of get an understanding of who these women are before you fully give yourself to the idea of a friendship, okay? And the good news is that just from what I'm seeing on social media and just from conversations that I've had with other women, women are also waking up and have realized that, look, me centering myself around this guy, me trying to find a husband, like, I need to just step the hell back and just focus on myself. And then that's when everything's going to fall into place. And that is something, girl, that I think you need to do. Take a step back and it'll all fall into place. Center yourself and let things happen organically. Okay?
I have a male-centered acquaintance, and I won't even call her a friend, because every time we get to the point of almost being friends, she'll either get a boyfriend or start a talking stage with some guy and just completely disappear off the face of the earth. And then when she breaks up with that guy, she pops right back in. She's inviting me out to drinks. She wants to go out all the time. She's like, let's go do something. And so I'll give in and say, okay, let's see if she's changed this time around. So I'll go out, and then the entire time I can just see she's looking to find a guy. She's just waiting to lock eyes with some guy. Like, everything she does is about getting the next man. It's so crazy. So the last person she started dating, she disappeared for like a year and a half or so. And then I don't know if he ended up like cheating or what he did, but they broke up. And it was almost immediately. It was like the week of the breakup. She all of a sudden is inviting me out multiple days in a row. So I was like, this is so weird, because I haven't heard from you. So then I go and look like on her social media, and lo and behold, they broke up. So I'm just like, I'm not that friend that you're gonna keep just hanging in the balance until you're ready to be friends for real. So I did eventually cut her off. And this was quite recent, but it's just like, so I cannot be friends with male-centered women. And it's not a problem to want male attention, but it's when you start putting that above your friends, your career, your own livelihood. Like, everything you do has to involve getting a man or keeping whatever man you have. And
Millennials were literally raised by the most male-centered group of women. I feel like boomers and generations before that, they were so male-centered because having a man was like literally the end-all be-all. And if you didn't have one, then something was wrong with you. And women were like just so shamed. If you're not married by 30, don't have kids by this age. But I feel like as millennials, we don't give a fuck. Like, we're doing what we want to do, and we're breaking cycles of the way things were. And so I feel like that's why we see so many women that are male-centered today, because our mamas was male-centered. That's literally what we were raised by. And how can you know better if that's all you've seen? It takes work to unlearn stuff, just like anything that you've learned in your childhood. It's instilled in you, and it's gonna take a lot of work to reprogram yourself. I grew up very male-centered. Think about all the shows that we watch: Sex and the City, Girlfriends, and I'm sure there's a lot more shows where they're so male-centered, and it's like we were literally taught to be the same way and to prioritize men in marriage. everything. Can you blame us?
Maybe this makes me not a girl's girl, but one thing about me is I cannot be friends with male-centered girls. If we're friends and our hangouts are just centered around us just talking about men, respectfully, I can't do it. Spray, spray, spray. If we're out at the bar, the club, whatever, and your mood and whether we had a good time or not is determined by how many men talked to you that night or if men came up to you, whatever, it's not gonna work, babe. If you're continuously putting yourself in harm's way or just like compromising situations to go be with men or whatever, I don't think that's like quirky or it's like it's for the plot. I think that's like behavior that you might want to look into, to be honest, because I just think if you're out with your girls and you're just like running off to go be with some random man that like you just met, not only are you putting yourself in danger, but you're literally putting your girls in danger. And something else that I will just like always stand by is there is absolutely no reason for you to get a boyfriend and just like ditch your friends. I've been with my boyfriend for almost 7 years now, and there is not a single friend who will tell you, yeah, like Beyonce just like ditched us, she started hanging out with me less as soon as she got her boyfriend. Because respectfully, you need your girls, you need friendship. Your boyfriend cannot be like the sole thing, the sole person in your life. I will say it is a totally different situation though if it's like it was a toxic friendship and your boyfriend helped you realize that like you're in a toxic situation with your friends. That's different. Kudos to him, good for you. But otherwise, think about it, babes. But just in general, I just feel like you should want more out of your friendships and just like getting together just to like center men and talk about men and think about how to get men. I just feel like there is just way more to life than that. And I simply will just never be able to trust you because I know you thrive off the validation of men. So what will you say about me or what will you do to get that validation? I don't want to be there to find out. So I don't know about you guys, but I simply just cannot be friends with a girl who just like centers men. I can't do it.
Okay, girls, here's your formal invitation to girls' night.
Hey, Alana, can my boyfriend come?
Can you read? Girls' night. Girls only. Come on, princess.
He's probably not gonna let me go then.
Yeah, we're here for you during this time. We're all so proud of you.
Guys, he left me undelivered. Wait, okay, he sent me a new snap. He sent me a black screen. Do I send him half of my face or my full face?
Oh my gosh, wait. Okay, send him a photo of my fist breaking your phone.
Women who are extremely male-centered are never, have never, and will never be loyal real.
This one time in college, I was at a house party with my coworkers / friends, and she was in like the process of dating this guy who also was at the house party with his cousins and friends, and I was completely drunk, didn't remember anything, like blackout drunk, and the guy's cousin allegedly tried to have sex with me, and I walked downstairs like crying, and it was like this whole ordeal. And the next day when I woke up and I felt like, oh, something down there, I was like, because you know, after you sleep with someone, you can feel like, but I didn't have any like recollection of this. So I was like, what's going on? And I went to my friend and I was like, hey, like what happened? And she told me about, that's how I knew, like I came downstairs crying. But after that, like she was just like, I don't want to be involved with this. I'm not dealing with this. And even when I was like asking her for like his number so that I could reach out to him and see like what happened? Like why was I crying? Like what did we do? And she refused to give me his number. She was just like, I'm not getting involved with this because I'm not messing up my chances with the guy. And I was so like completely shocked that she just so brazenly said that to me, because I was like, oh, I thought we were friends, you know, we work together, we hang out all the time. And yeah, I had to take myself to the hospital to get myself checked out. Like I didn't take anyone with me because like I felt embarrassed and ashamed. Man, like just really, really disgusting. Like I felt bad. I felt like I ruined our friendship for drinking and kind of, I guess, putting her in a compromising position with her boyfriend at the time or whatever. I felt really, really bad about that. Like I took that so personally. And like a year after that happened, like we were still working together. I wasn't going out with him as much, but we were still working together. And she said to me, you're not going to make me feel bad about this. Like, sorry about what happened to you, but I'm not going to feel like shit about it anymore. And I was just like, wow, okay, well, thanks for letting me know a second time, but whatever. And yeah, that's all that to say. People who are very male-centric and very, very desperate for those relationships and those partnerships and things like that, they will quite literally not give a second thought about you and your safety. Once you are a slight inconvenience to them, you will find out. So yeah.
How you treat your friends when you get into a romantic relationship says everything I need to know about you. I've had friends where the moment they get into a romantic relationship, it's as if you never existed. They completely drop the friendship. Completely. At first I'd make all the excuses for them. I'm like, oh, honeymoon phase. They're just super excited. They're just, just super in love. Like, I'm going to give them some space, some time. Like, they got to do their thing. But then I asked myself the question, well, I got into a romantic relationship and I've been with my boyfriend for 5+ years, and how come I don't drop the ball, my friends? How come I'm still able to be independent, still able to take care of myself? I'm still able to, have self-care, go to therapy, do my hobbies, continue my passions, and also hang out with my girlies, also text my girlies, also like continue to keep up with my friends, and still maintain a romantic relationship with my man and keep it all together, keep it all strong. And I started to realize the girlies that immediately drop all their friends are no longer independent, no longer follow their goals, their passions, their desires as soon as they find a man. And the moment they find a man, suddenly you notice that all of their friends are the man's friends first. All of their hobbies and things that they do is what the guy wants to do first. Like, they don't have their own independence. They don't have their own set of hobbies and skills and passions that they do on their own without the guy. It's as if they completely erase who they are completely when they get into a relationship. And I've learned that that is a form of codependency, and it is very, very toxic behavior. The idea of health and healthy relationships is the ability to balance things out. Which means if you are in a healthy relationship, you can also be in a healthy relationship with yourself. You can be in a healthy relationship with your friends. You can be in a healthy relationship with your romantic partner. And because you know how to be healthy in a relationship, no matter what kind of relationship it is, you're able to balance out all the relationships that you have in your life. It doesn't become overwhelming because you have that sense of balance. You're healthy. You know how to work on time management. You know how to carve out time for your own self-care, your own identity, working on yourself, on your career, on improving your growth, on your mental health, working on going to the therapist, all of that good stuff that is like good for you, your soul as an individual. And on top of that, you have the ability to prioritize your friends. So you don't just disappear on your friends. You're able to still text them. You're just able to still include them in your life. You're able to still like hang out with them because you're a healthy individual yourself. And then on top of that, you're able to still maintain that romantic connection with your man. And on top of that, because it's so healthy, like your guy should also feel independent as well. He should also feel like he has the ability to do the hobbies that he wants to do. If he wants to go play soccer on the weekend with a team, he should feel like he can do that. If he wants to go hang out with his friends, he should have the independence to do that. It's about two people that love each other but are also incorporating each other in each other's lives. So just because you get into a romantic relationship doesn't mean the life before that you had completely dissipates. You're supposed to maintain all of that while getting into a romantic relationship too. And if you're noticing friends are not able to do that, it's because they don't have a healthy relationship with themselves, with their friends, and with that romantic partner. It is not normal to completely disappear and go ghost and forget who you are as a person and forget all your friends the moment you get into a romantic relationship. That is not healthy at all. And you need to figure something out there and probably go to therapy and work on why there's that codependence. Why are you not able to continue to be your own individual and still have maintained friendships? Why is everything just completely gone the moment you meet a man?
Being male-centered is so cutesy as a teenager. Oh, I'm boy crazy. Once you turn 21, baby, just go ahead and let it go. Because the male-centered women are the women with 10 kids and 16 baby daddies. They're not able to get anywhere in life because when other people are worried about their goals, their dreams, their ambitions, school, etc., their degree, all you're worried about is Charlie and who he was with last night. Being male-centered as an adult will turn you into a loser with nothing to show for your life. This might sound mean. I might be harsh. You're not being a girl's girl. Certain messages don't need to be delivered warm and fluffy. It really don't. You being male-centered at 21, you're a loser. You don't have nothing to show for yourself. No goals, no dreams, no ambitions. Just want to be on the side of a man, like a PS5 controller on the man's lap. Wake up, sister. Your life is passing you by. And y'all know me. Y'all know I love my man. But my goals, my dreams, my ambitions, my career always come before a relationship. A man could wake up and walk out of your life today. Your degree will have your name on it forever. The accomplishments that you're able to get under your belt will be there forever. Your accomplishments are lifelong. A relationship might not be.
I can't be friends with women who are boy crazy and obsessed with male attention.
Okay, no, but can we talk about this one? Because no offense if the shoe fits, but women who are boy crazy are a liability, and quite frankly, they not your friends for real. Women who prioritize male acceptance and validation over everything will do quite literally anything to get it, including throwing you, their friend, under the bus, trying to embarrass you to make them look better, and in worst case scenarios, putting you and your safety at risk, for example, leaving you alone at a party to go be with a guy. Not to mention their only contribution to their friendship is them talking about guys relentlessly and usually being extremely self-centered because all they want to talk about is the guys you're talking to and the problems that come with it. Unfortunately, these women find their identity in their proximity to males, and it's sad to see and be around. But as sad as it may be to see, that ain't my problem to fix, okay? I make sure to steer clear of women who are very much boy crazy because the character Cassie isn't just on a TV show, she's in real life too, okay?
Please listen when I tell you a male-centered woman will never be your true friend. And this is why I can't stand those conversations when people are like, oh, I'm almost this age, time to get married, time to have kids. Oh, I'm doing nothing else in my life, time to jump in a relationship I'm not happy with. Stop, okay? I know y'all hate to have these conversations because you think everybody is just a bitter, miserable hag who's single and doesn't have anybody, but it's not even about that. It's about your dignity, because what are you doing? Having people on rosters that you don't even like just for the sake of having a roster? What? I say these women will never be your friends because they only get their validation from men showing them any semblance of attention. That means when you go out, it's going to be a subtle competition of who can get the most stares, who can get the most looks. Ooh, I wonder what men are out tonight. Ooh, da, 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 da. Like, it's always going to be about a man. These people have no substance outside of that. And I'm sorry, I don't actually believe that. I feel like they have so much more they can dig down deep into and learn about themselves, but they present themselves and they behave as if the only thing they have to look forward to is a man texting them something. You will probably be the last option when it comes to hanging out. They will probably only hang out with you when their little date with their mediocre man fell through. They'll hang out with you when it's time to talk about all of the fuck shit that's going on in their relationship. Because, you know, they have to dump on their friends and not the person they're sharing bodily fluids with. Because, no, that's too much. No, that's what their friends are for. 9 times out of 10, they're talking shit behind their friends' backs. Because remember, kids, if somebody can talk shit to you, they are certainly talking shit about you. And you know what? A lot of us, when we were younger, we had a lot of friends. Maybe we were a little male identified ourselves because we haven't taken the time to unpack that internalized misogyny that we have going on. Some of these people never do that work. Some of these people don't have the self-awareness to like be like, oh, wait a minute, I care a little bit too much about what these men think about me. And when I was younger, maybe I would let that slide. You could talk about the same old ain't shit man 50 times in a row, because you know what? I was probably doing the same thing too, because I didn't have the wherewithal. I didn't have this thing turned on, my frontal lobe. So that's fine. My late 20s, no, I don't have any patience, and you can call me mean, you can call me strict. I don't care. I'm strict when it comes to the people I date. I'm strict when it comes to the people I hang out with, because you're not about to talk my ear off about the same shit over and over and over again. You got it. I like mature people who care about themselves and who center themselves. So if that's you, be my friend.
When will you guys realize that women that are fully obsessed with men are shit friends? They're gonna do you dirty, they're gonna put you in terrible situations for male validation, and they're genuinely just not great girlfriends. They have no morals when it comes to friendship. They don't care about like girl code. They just, their entire life and like their whole goals are just set on getting male validation and getting male attention and just being with a man constantly. I'm bringing this up because I've had previous friendships that I've had to cut off because of this. But also, a little quick story time. So my friend last night went out with this girl who we both know, but I've just kind of distanced myself because at this point I can quickly see what type of woman you are. And as soon as I like notice that weird obsession with men, I don't even bother. I'm good. But anyways, she's a little more forgiving, I guess. I don't really know, but she didn't really care for that. So she stayed friends with her. And last night, those 2 girls decided to go out together, right? Just the 2 of them, mind you, 2. So if you leave with 2, you come back with 2, right? Of course, I already kind of figured this would happen, and I told the girl, but she was just like, oh, but she's nice, like, da-da, and I was like, okay, that's okay. I'm not trying to start a hate train, I'm just letting you know, like, that's the type of vibe I'm getting. But my friend decided to stay friends with her, right? So they go out together last night, just the 2 of them, and at 2 a.m. I'm getting a call, and my friend is crying, and she's like, you will not believe what this girl did to me. You will not believe the jokes she cracked about me in front of men. You will not believe all this shit she did. And now I'm Ubering home by myself because she left with one of the guys. Yeah, so isn't that crazy? I'm not even on the I told you so type of energy. It's just like, I knew it. I literally know when women are weirdly obsessed with men and they put their friends in weird situations and they don't even consider you a friend. They just consider you like a little pawn that they can just play around with just for Joseph to, you really like her, I guess. I don't know. It's so stupid. I really don't understand it. But this is why I say be selective with your friends and understand when girls have 0 goals other than men, when they call you, all they're talking about is their men issues. These women are genuinely insane. Like, they need help. They need help at this grown-ass age of 20 years old, and this is the shit you're on. You have no goals, you have no job, you literally just, all you care about is men. So moral of the story is, as a woman, I feel like you should be selective with the people that you're friends with already, but especially be selective with girls that just revolve their entire world around men. Girls that literally will put you in uncomfortable or even dangerous situations, in this case for men. And now my friend's heartbroken because she's like, how could you do that to me? Like, how could she do that to me? And I'm just like, because that's all they care about is getting some penis. Like, it's ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. I promise you it's not worth it. And if you're like me and you're like, oh, I can just help this person, like if they find self-love and they have standard, like I'm sure they'll be good. Like, you can try and help them. It's not gonna work, babe. You're wasting your breath, because they'll come to you for advice about a man. You'll give them advice. You'll tell them, stand up, girl, like that man is insane. Because it's not like they're with good men either. These men will do them dirty as hell and they'll still be with that man. But then they'll come to you for advice. You'll give them advice. You'll give them fantastic advice. They'll go do the opposite and then come crying to you again about how they should have listened to you. It's genuinely the most exhausting shit ever. And if you know, you know. Like, I know it may sound like, oh, like maybe I'm the bad friend and I'm not there for them, but you guys, there's no helping. You really just they have to figure that shit out themselves. But until then, don't waste your breath. Don't be friends with those type of girls, because they will do you dirty and they will put you in crazy ass situations like the one that my friend was in last night. And also, like, I'm the type of girl that like wants to like do shit with my friends. Like, I want to start a business. I want to like go to networking events with you. I want to apply for jobs together. I want to help practice interviewing each other. They're not about doing anything career related. They're not about literally doing anything that does not revolve around men or going out, or both. There's just no point in being friends with a person like that. They only bring you down and they only stress you out and they only put you in shit situations. This is my PSA for women that are like that. Please work on your fucking self and have some damn decorum and standard. Jeez. It's exhausting to have a friend like that. Genuinely. It's not even a friend. Like, it's a one-sided friendship too, because you'll do all these things for them. You'll care for them. You'll advise them. Because, you know, like when I'm in a friendship, like I really fully like care for that person. So I'm going to want the best for them. And they'll take, and that's it. Just to do the same shit that they've always been doing. So yeah, this is your reminder to just be selective with the people that you surround yourself with. And when you see a red flag, even in friendship, don't ignore it, because it's there for a reason. And you're not a bitch for being selective about your friends and the people you surround yourself with. You're actually being smart, and it's the right thing to do. Oh yeah, be selective and don't befriend weird ass women that'll put you in uncomfortable ass situations for some peen. It's nasty. Okay, that's all I have to say. I just really needed to rant and get that out of my system, because I've been trying to tell her, I told you, but I won't say it yet. Okay, bye guys.
Women who are extremely male-centered will never truly be your friend. I've literally had girls, when I'm trying to make plans with them, they will wait until the last possible second to confirm, because they're waiting to see if a guy they just met will text them back. And this guy is not like their soulmate or something. They will do this for literally any guy, because their self-worth revolves around what guys think of them. They will be jealous of you, and they'll treat everything like a competition for the male gaze. I've known women who are absolutely beautiful. They should have no reason to feel like I'm their competition, but they will still find ways to put you down and embarrass you, because they crave male attention that badly. But the number one reason I can't be friends with girls that are extremely male-centered is because you just can't have a good night out with them without involving men in some way. And like, that can definitely be fun, but some days you just want to have a girls' night. But girls that are male-centered will be like, oh, let's go over to that guy's table. Let's go back to this guy's place. And it's like, no, we don't need to involve random men to have fun. Also, it's extremely dangerous to be going off of random guys you don't know. If you try to get me to leave a public place to go over to some random man's apartment, I'm sorry, I'm out. We literally don't know who these guys are. Why are we putting ourselves in a dangerous situation just for some attention? Like, are we really that desperate? I've joked about this before, like your conversations with your friends need to be able to pass the Bechdel test, but it's literally true. If every conversation you're having is revolving around some guy or like how to get male attention, then that girl is too male-centered and she's never going to be a good friend to you. Also, speaking from experience, if this girl does get a boyfriend, it's going to be the end of your friendship. And I know people are going to say, obviously I'm going to hang out with my boyfriend more than my friends, like I love him. And I'm not saying you can't hang out with your boyfriend all the time. Obviously, if you like them a lot, you should hang out with them. But there's a difference between hanging out with your boyfriend and completely ditching your friends because you got a boyfriend. I found that girls that do this, they'll still keep you in arm's reach so that they can still talk to you when they're having drama with their boyfriend. So they'll basically use you as a therapist when they need it, but when things are going good, it's radio silence. I had to cut a girl off as a friend because I felt so used by her. When we were friends, it didn't matter if we made plans like 2.5 weeks in advance. If her boyfriend texted her like 10 minutes before we were supposed to hang out, she would just cancel the plans immediately. But if her and her boyfriend were having problems, I was the first person that she would call. But that girl clearly did not view me as a friend. She viewed me as a therapist for her. And yes, you can totally be there for your friends, but when your friend's whole life revolves around a man and you're just there to give her validation when things aren't going well, then there's no actual friendship there. Okay, that's all for today. Bye guys.
I find it really interesting how millennials have the phrase girl's girl. Oh, she's a girl's girl. She's not a girl's girl. And Gen Z has, oh, she's centering men or she's not centering men, when they are essentially saying the same thing. Because when you are quote unquote not a girl's girl, you are typically centering men in your experience and you're wanting male validation more than you're wanting like female camaraderie. Or it can even be that like a woman has more of like a survival type need to prioritize men over her female relationships. But what I actually appreciate more about the centering men label versus the girls girl label is the centering men label speaks to more of a conditioning pattern that women have been put in inherently. And it also can speak to like a phase of life or a mentality, whereas the girls girl label is really like a label, like it's the type of person you are. It's a personality trait, you know? And it feels a little bit too binary for me because there have been so many times where every single woman has centered a man over a woman in some sort of experience at some point in their life. But it doesn't define you. You know what I mean? Anyway, I just did a whole podcast episode about how girls girl label plays into reality TV and these relationships that women have with each other and men and all of that. So check it out. If you like this video, I feel like you'll like it.
At what point will you women realize that there is no reward for being picked by a guy who still thinks that he's better than you? Like, you engaged in a competition with other women, which is against your nature, because as women, we are cooperative in nature. So you went against your own nature to prove that you are worthy enough to be with a guy who does not think that you are better than him. He thinks he's better than you. No matter how much you went out of your way to try to prove how you're better than other women, he still thinks he's better than you. What is the point in engaging in that competition? What is the point in winning that competition? What is the point in being in a relationship with someone who does not see you as an equal? The only reason why he picked you is because he can see that your self-esteem is so low that you are willing to compete with other women to gain his approval. And he gave it to you temporarily by choosing you. But he's still going to take every single chance he possibly can take to remind you that you are lower than him in terms of worth. Okay, and he's not going to treat you like the queen that you are, because you have proven to him that you don't even think you're a queen. The thing about having self-love and self-worth and self-confidence is that you don't wait for somebody else to confirm it, especially a man who believes that he's better than you. Any dude who believes that he's better than you is not a dude that you need validation from. There's just nothing you can do to make him think that you're better than him or equal to him. And it's not a competition anyway. Why do you want to be in a relationship with a man who does not think that you are equal to him and is going to make you jump through hoops to prove how worthy you are, but there's no reward? There's no prize. A lot of you girls get your self-worth out of making other women the enemy instead of the dude that you're dating. And that's why he treats you like the enemy. That's why even though he picked you, he treats you like an op, because he's in competition with you, because he does not see you as an actual human being. He sees you as someone who's going to temporarily validate his ego, stroke his ego, and as soon as he gets bored, he's going to triangulate you with another woman because he knows that you engage in competition with other women. And so when he needs another ego stroke, he's going to cheat, he's going to talk to another girl, he's going to pit another girl against you. Even if it's not a girl that he wants to be romantically involved with, he's going to do that with his mother, his sister, his cousin, whatever, okay? And then he's going to watch as you struggle and flail to prove yourself to him by competing with this other woman. That's so pathetic. It's pathetic, and it's a waste of your time, and it's a waste of your youth, and it's a waste of your energy. You are a woman who is born with value. You are born with a portal of life in your body. You are inherently valuable. You do not need to be engaging in competition with anybody to prove your worth to anybody, especially a man. Men are the ones who created systems of competition in order to prove their worth in society because they know that deep down at their core, they are not worthy of a woman unless they can prove to her that they can take care of her, that they can protect her, that they can provide for the offspring that she will use her body to create and birth into the world. This is your sign to stop seeking male validation and to stop putting male validation on such a high pedestal. When you validate yourself as a woman, everybody else will validate you also. And if they don't, it doesn't affect you because you've already validated yourself. These guys want you to be seeking their validation and seeking their approval because it gives them power over you. Why do you want a dude who doesn't even have $100 in the bank account to have power over you? Why? You have the power to bring life into this world. He doesn't even have $100 to his name. And you're giving him your power by telling him it's important for you to validate me and for me to be picked by you, dude who doesn't have $100. See how crazy that sounds? Ladies, please snap out of it. Snap out of it. Stop competing with other girls. Stop competing with other women for the attention of a particle of dust. It's not your responsibility to prove how valid you are or how worthy you are of male attention by competing with other women. Okay? That is a system made up by men. It's irrelevant. It's nonsense. It's made up. You can stop playing that game whenever you decide. But the first step to deciding that you want to stop playing this game is deciding that you no longer need their validation. They don't even validate themselves. They don't even validate themselves, ladies. How do you want someone who has less than $100 and doesn't validate themselves to validate you? Set on that one.
Ladies, so I'm back to give my take on this video. For a long time, I've always wondered why I've struggled with female friendships, and this video has given me the answer. Let me tell you, I've been the person who has never had a healthy female friendship, and this video right here has told me why. It's because most of these females are very male-centered. Let me tell you, there's this one time, I used to have this friend of mine. We've been friends at this time for like 8 years or something, and at this time, I was at my then boyfriend's place. So she was visiting the city, and then she was like, hey, like we had an argument with my boyfriend at the hotel, so can I come and sleep where you are? And then I was so happy to invite her. I was like, oh my god, she will come, we will bond, we'll make stories. I was so happy, so I invited her. She got there around 7 p.m. We talked, we helped prepare dinner and all. And mind you, this is my boyfriend's family place, not his house at the moment. You know, at that time I used to date losers, so this man didn't have his place. So let me tell you, she came at 7 p.m. When it got to 11 p.m, mind you, the whole of this time we are not even bonding. She's exchanging calls with this man is asking her, where are you, blah blah blah. So she's like, I'm coming, blah blah blah. And when it got to 11 p.m, I was like, girl, don't go, this will be bad for you, this is so late, don't go, anything can happen to you, just go in the morning. And she insisted, so she went. Can you imagine a friend getting there at 7? And mind you, this is your boyfriend's family place, so his parents are even wondering what is going on over here, like what is wrong. Can you imagine how male identified that woman was? And anyway, and I used to notice every time we'd talk, it was always trauma dumping on me. Like she'd always tell me, oh, my boyfriend has done this and this to me, oh, blah blah blah. Like it was always trauma dumping, and it got to a point whereby I was so tired of the trauma dumping, because there's no day we bonded, there's no day she will just call and we just talk like healthy friends. Maybe once out of 100 when she needed advice on something, when she was like, hey, what business can we start? Like, yeah, like when it got to that point. But anyway, fast forward, of course the man left her, of course the man dogged out. Like it was never worth losing this friendship, and I blocked her, and it has been close to 1 year now. I haven't talked to this lady, and I'm so at peace, I'm so happy. Right now she just sees me on Instagram, and I'm happy she's not part of my current life. So ladies, you have to cut off such females. Such females will never be your friends. Let me tell you, even when such females grow older, they don't like drop off the act of being boy crazy. Let me tell you, we have such females who are older women. No wonder you see such women centering their sons over their daughters. No wonder you see such women being the evil mother-in-laws, because they're in a competition with you, even with their sons. Let me tell you, I know of this woman who is a very older woman, like she's in her 50s, close to 60s. Let me tell you, I lived with this woman. I know her story. Let me tell you, I won't say who this woman is, but if you're a avid listener of my voiceovers, by now you already know who I'm talking about. So this woman, of course, she was married the first time. Nini left her husband for the husband's brother. Hey, Jesus. Can you imagine? And then this woman has the audacity to center that man over her own kids. Let me tell you, this man would have a great health insurance while her kids have none. This man would have fruits, whatever, while her kids have none. Like this woman would center this man. Mind you, this is the husband's brother. Let me tell you, women center men even at old ages, and it's such a shame. Right now her kids woke up, her kids have rejected her, and then she was the type of woman who will do root work on her kids so that their eyes cannot be opened. Let me tell you, once those eyes were opened, let me tell you, the kids deserted her. The kids were like, mom, you've never even like given us a good life. This woman has not even educated her kids, all because of this man. Let me tell you, ladies, don't be the woman who centers men. Even your kids will suffer. Women who center men, even their kids suffer. Women who center men are pick-me's. These women are the kind of women who are pick-me's. Don't be such a woman. And let me tell you, you see this woman who I'm talking about, this woman is close to her 60s with nothing. She has no property. She has no achievement. Her kids have deserted her. Like she's in such a shameful relationship that her family already deserted her years ago. She has nothing to show for it. Like, are certain things even worth it? Let me tell you, when you're a pick-me, when you're male-centered, you'll be a loser without nothing at your old age. You better be very careful. And such friends will never be your true friend. There's also another friend. I shared her story the other day. We went on a vacation with her. It was a trip, so it was last minute, and we were like, hey, can we go on this trip? And this was the type of friend whereby we will talk on phone call and I will not sense anything until like we were physical, until like I guess she got to see like who I really am. Like, mind you, this is a friend we were friends with in high school. So until like she got to see like I'm truly who I claim to be, like I think that triggered her, or I'm not sure what really triggered her. So let me tell you, this friend of mine, she used to claim, I've been celibate for an year. But the moment we got to that place, she was all about the male gaze. She was like, that man wants me. This man wants me. Like, it was all about males. It was all about, you're turning 30 and you're not yet married. When I turn 30, I want to be married, like it's always about men for her. Like, you can't just have fun. And she was like, you don't want to get, and I was like, I don't want to get married. I'm sorry, but I don't want to get married at the moment. So like, it was so crazy because in my head I was like, hey, can't you see the fun we are having? Do you want a man to come and ruin this fun? Come on, girl, come on. So it was so annoying. Like, such friends are so annoying. And I told you how that story went. Of course, right now she's not my friend. I had to cut her off. Such friends cannot wait to beef with you. Such friends cannot wait to show you that they are really not your friend. And let me tell you, ladies, don't be surprised if I get married before her. Because why? I'm not male-centered. I'm not a pick-me. I'm not even looking. That's how it happens. But when you're desperate, you come here, blah, blah, blah. Ladies, please, love yourselves more. Stop being male-centered. Men have trained you over the centuries to do anything for them. Don't be that woman. We are not those women. Focus on yourself. Love yourself. There's no problem with being a single woman. There's no problem with being a single mother. There's no problem with living alone in your house. There's no issue. Many of these women in these marriages are miserable. Let me tell you, you see where I live right now? As a single woman who has one kid, I'm doing so much better. Like, so much better than, let me not brag. I'm not sure, but most of the married women in this complex, like, I'm doing so much better than all of them. And they even like told me, hey, nowadays you look so good. Like, hey, what's your secret? Hey, like, these are the type of women who are like, whenever, like, their work is just to wash dishes, wash clothes, raise kids, and then when they're done with all those chores, they just go to the roadside, sit and start gossiping. That's how in Africa women are. Like, women will sit by the roadside and then they start gossiping. Like, they can't, like, me, I wonder, where do you get all that time to do all that? Me, myself, even right now making content, like, I'm stressed about the time that I'll get to edit this content because I have to attend a driving class at 8 to 9. Yeah, like, where do you get this time? Ladies, please. Anyway, let's come back to the topic. Don't be male-centered. Avoid male-centered women at all costs. These women are dangerous. These are the type of women who will center a man and leave you for dead. These are the type of women who you'll go out with and they'll go with a man and leave you. Let me tell you, the friend who I went with for a vacation to the coast, this friend always claimed, I'm celibate. Let me tell you, it only took one day for her to be effed by a stranger on that trip. Let me tell you, such type of friends, that's how they behave. Such type of friends, they are cheap. So because they are cheap, everyone will think you're cheap because your friends reveal who you are. So can you imagine the shame? I'm sure all those men in that gang thought that I'm also the same. Like, I'm not the same. I'm not easy. Like, I'm even hardly impressed. I've been loyal to snakes. You cannot impress me easily. Let me tell you. Plus, I'm not desperate. Plus, I'm not male-centered. I'm not a pick-me. I'm just there to feel good. I don't even care who you are. I don't care. Like, me, I'm such a, I really don't care about the male gaze. I don't care. I don't. Imagine I don't. Even if I try how hard, I just don't. Like, I never wear something for the male gaze. I never do anything for the male gaze. I just don't. I'm just living my life, let me tell you. Avoid these types of friends. No healthy relationship will come out of these friends. And right now, I have a friend who we have a really healthy friendship, and I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for such a friend because all we talk about is us. All we talk about is our life. We never talk about men, maybe 2% of the time. But those are the kind of friendships you should aspire to have, or if you have them, you should protect. Anyway, ladies, I won't go past here. I hope you got the message. Please avoid male-centered women. They are dangerous. They'll compromise your safety or your life for a man. And in this case, it's normally a very loser man. Like, it's a man who is never worth it. Anyway, ladies, I think I've said enough. I'll see you on my next video. Bye.